Hi, welcome back to Table Talk with Christy Harris, Cook and Sip with Cave Girl. Today I have a wonderful recipe for somebody that wants to make something for a picnic and contribute to a potluck. Since we're all getting back together, this would be a perfect recipe for 4th of July. And it's my own variation on potato salad. This is, I guess, officially the bacon channel now at this point, because this recipe also has bacon as well. I'm gonna put together some things for you and show you how to make it. First, I want to walk you through the ingredients. Instead of using regular potatoes, I'm using a white sweet potato. The reason why is it's a little sweeter than a normal potato. Obviously, it's a sweet potato, but then it's also got a nice earthy under flavor that really complements the other ingredients I'm going to add. So the other ingredients are fennel. I have a fennel bulb I've chopped up. We're going to use some Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt is a little bit more healthy than mayonnaise, and it's a lot less calories. So if you're watching your calories, it's important to keep track of everything. Our next ingredient is a red onion. I chopped this up on the cutting board earlier. So we're all set to go. Mix everything together. And then the bacon I mentioned earlier is a thick cut cherrywood. And I love cherrywood bacon. And let me just do a close up here so you can see what to get. And I have just some other seasoning items: ground paprika, garlic powder. You're gonna need some mustard for this one. Salt, pepper, and for the tang element because we're using the Greek yogurt, in mayonnaise, you know, you have like a tangy element there. So instead of the mayonnaise, we're going to use apple cider vinegar inside of the yogurt, and that will create the substitution for mayonnaise. It's really great. So for this recipe, we're going to want to use a big bowl. It's going to feed probably 4 to 6 people. And again, another thing on these white sweet potatoes, I'm using 3 pretty big ones. This is a smaller one, but I'm gonna, it's like 4 small ones or 3 big ones, whatever you wanna do. And you wanna cut the pieces like this when you boil them. I did this ahead of time because there was a lot of, I have to run the hood on my stove top, so it's really noisy, and I didn't want you to have to go through that. So these are all cooked and ready to go. And so we're just gonna add them to our bowl. And I always like to use, like I said, a big bowl that you can really get the ingredients incorporated into and stir them very nicely. So next we're gonna take our Greek yogurt. And this is the part where we doctor it up and sort of make it taste like mayonnaise. So I'm gonna take the apple cider vinegar, and I don't normally measure, but I'm going to for this one because I just don't want too much apple cider vinegar. 2 tablespoons. And you're just gonna like kind of gently stir that in. And then I'm gonna just do just a tad bit of mustard. Just a tad bit, like a teaspoon maybe. Not too much. I don't want like the mustard to overpower, because there's a lot of potato salads. I'm from the Midwest, so they're very mustard dominant, but this one is just kind of my own take, so I didn't want as much mustard in there. So do that one. And then we're gonna do, for some fun and for some color, we're gonna add some paprika. Just a tad, like just for color, no big deal. It's not like the Paprika Olympics. We're just gonna give it a little spice and color. So that's all nice. So this is your doctored up mayo, although let's add some salt and pepper. Just a couple of cracks there, and just a pinch of salt. You can always salt your food later on after you taste it and it's not salty enough. I don't want to salt it a ton because we're going to add some bacon. So that's going to spice it up and season it really well. And then we've got some garlic powder, just a tad. Again, we're just kind of creating a base underneath the potatoes. Potatoes are weird because they require a lot of seasoning for flavor. So this is a kind of a thing where, you mix up the creamy, the mayonnaise part, right? And then you mix it in, and then you can always flavor it more. I really, really love apple cider vinegar as an ingredient because it has a ton of flavor, and it's got that really like punch behind it. So, so we have that. So we'll set that aside for just a second. These eggs I need to finish chopping. I thought I would do that on the video here. So we're just gonna chop them up. Don't chop them up like too crazy. You don't have to get them too fine, but just 2 eggs, extra protein. I always like that in a recipe. Okay, so the last ingredient we have is this lovely applewood bacon that is so crispy. I got it done in the microwave. I line a plate with paper towels, and I cook it probably about 4 minutes total. And it just, the paper towel absorbs the fat and it really crisps up the bacon. So it's just wonderful. That's what you really want in this recipe, is some crispy bacon. It's a great compliment. So now what I'm gonna do is take my potatoes, my bowl of potatoes that I had earlier, and I am going to go ahead and add the mayo mixture we made. And it's about a cup of Greek yogurt in there. I don't know if I mentioned that before. I meant to, but it's about a cup in there, and it's already smelling so great. Oh my goodness! And then we're gonna add our fennel. Fennel is just a wonderful earthy. It's just a great vegetable, and I never really ate it. Like I mentioned before, I'm from the Midwest, and I never really had fennel. And make sure when you chop up your fennel for the recipe that you use some of the fronds, the little dealy daubers on the end. They're really nice, and they're pretty. They add like an element of color. So then we're gonna add our red onion, and I only do like a ½ cup because I don't want it to be too hot, especially for our wine pairing that we've got coming up. So stick around for that. And then conveniently on the other side here, we can add our eggs, hard-boiled eggs that we prepared ahead of time. And then move this out of the way. And we're gonna just stir this so far. Just kind of gently incorporate this way. You don't really want to break up the potatoes too much. You just kind of want to stir them pretty gently. And if your bacon is done like mine, you probably won't even need to chop it up. You could just break it into pieces. But I'm gonna try to get the pieces uniform, so. That. But yeah, this recipe is so great for a barbecue. Later, we're gonna pair it with some barbecue chicken, and I'm gonna make a barbecue sauce, paleo style for it. So I'm really excited about that. But this is a true crowd pleaser, and it's, you know, just a wonderful summer dish. Because everybody's getting back together again and having parties. So exciting. So, you know, that's all there is to it. It's all mixed up. It's all crazy. It's all together. It's all incorporated. So that's all you need to do for that. And stick around, and I'll be right with you with a wine pairing for this dish. All right, so now we're ready for our wine pairing. So we have our potato salad all made up with a 2018 Carneros Pinot Noir. The label is called Owl Box, and generally my tip is to tell people to avoid labels with cute animals on them, but in this case, this is one I can get behind. So go ahead and get this Owl Box, try this out. This is a wine I found at Grocery Outlet for $5.99, and I did take advantage of the 10% off Wine Wednesday, so it brought the price down even more, which is fantastic. This wine's actually made by Sainsbury. You may have heard of them. They're a little higher end, so this is like their second label. And for my convenience, it's a screw top, and we all love that. Because I think by now we're all over the stigma that screw top wines are bad. They're actually great, and they're way more convenient, and they don't get cork taint, so that's another bonus. So why does this wine go with the potato salad? Well, because this Pinot Noir has characteristics like fruit and earth, right? But the earthy goes with this sweet potato. And also, Pinot Noir goes so well with bacon. So it's just a really nice, lovely pairing. And it's a light drinker with a nice side salad. Later on this evening, like I said, I can't wait. We're gonna barbecue some chicken, and we're gonna have this potato salad. So although I'm tempted to dive in head first, I'm gonna save it for later so that we'll have a side dish for the chicken. I'm actually astounded that I found this wine for $5.99. It's such a great drinker. It's, you know, obviously it's not an ager, you know, you're gonna wanna drink it now. It's a very non-pretentious wine, and the color's beautiful, and it's very fruit forward, but it's still dry. It's not a sweet wine, so I want to let you know that. So it's just something that really, really goes well with the dish. And I like to recommend wines that aren't gonna tax your budget too much. I like to recommend wines that you can drink every day. And if you're just starting to get into wine, you can figure out what different varietals taste like based upon, you know, buying a particular wine, and then, oh, a Pinot Noir tastes like that, or this is what a Chardonnay tastes like. Just learning fundamentals of wine is super interesting and super fun, especially pairing them with food. So I hope that you enjoyed this food and wine pairing for today. And if you liked this recipe and pairing, please click like down at the bottom of this video. And if you haven't already subscribed, I would really love you as a subscriber. And click that subscribe button and hit the notifications bell, and you'll be notified when I come out with another recipe. I'm having so much fun filming these videos and pairing these wines and sharing with you, and I hope you love it too. So bye for now, and I'll see you at the next one. Cheers.